Alright, let's take another stab at trying to understand club accuracy and the target rings of each club. I'm using two different clubs. You've got an extra mile, which is an accuracy of 29, and then you have a quarterback, which is an accuracy of 100. So let's take a look at the rings that these two give off. Your quarterback rings are down here, and the extra mile rings are here. Now if you take a look at the two, and I didn't quite get it, I'm zoomed out a little bit, but you can see the quarterback rings are definitely smaller than the extra mile rings. And the reason why is because of the accuracy. The extra mile is at a 29, the quarterback's at 100. The quarterback gives me more room for error. I can miss this club and I'm not going to be in trouble. I'm still going to be on the fairway. Whereas with the extra mile, if I miss this club, I'm in the bunker, I'm in the rough. As most of you know, if you miss with the extra mile, you're all over the place. And that's because of the target area. The target area is simply where the ball will land, and that's it, giving no outside influence. However, this target area, the wind is 7.9 from the southeast, right? Out of the southeast. So the ball is actually going to land to the northwest of my target because the wind's going to blow the ball that way. Same thing with the extra mile. I'm actually into the wind, so my ball is probably going to land on the fairway on the left, lower left corner of this ring. So that's how the targets are used. And if you count the rings, you'll see that there's 5, right? You have a white, a clear, a blue, an orange, and a yellow. So there's 5 rings. And everybody always talks about adjusting 6 rings, 7 rings. What's all that mean? Well, there's 5 rings. That's it. There's 5 rings. However, when people talk about adjustments, what they're actually talking about is cutting those 5 rings in half. So each ring actually counts twice. I've got 2 whites, I've got 2 clears, 2 blues, 2 oranges, 2 yellows, and it's hard to see. There's no indication of where the middle is. That's what the 4 blue arrows point to. The 4 blue arrows point to the middle of that yellow ring. So that yellow ring actually counts twice. All of these rings count twice. Now what does that mean? That means that when I'm looking at my distances of each ring, I have basically 10 rings that I can adjust. So this chart here for the extra mile shows each ring is 2.48. And if you multiply that by 10, everybody that knows how to do math comes up with 24.82. So if I adjust the club 10 rings, or if I adjust the club from the bottom ring, and I can't get it down there, all the way to the top ring, what that's going to do is it's going to move it 24 yards, almost 25 yards. So that's going to move where my ball lands approximately 25 yards if I'm using the extra mile. With the quarterback, notice if I adjust it 10, it's only going to move it 11.21 yards. So this equates to 11.21 yards from the north to the south. Most people will stick to these numbers. You've got 1.12 per ring for the quarterback. So most people will figure out, they'll do the quick math. If you've got 6 mile an hour wind, I know I need to adjust it just a little less than 6 rings, because that would be 5.6 would be 5 rings, 6.73 is 6 rings. So I want to pretty much split those two in half. And that's the quick math. I don't really like doing the math that way, So I use a little program called Golf Clash Notebook, but I've got a different video on that. I'm sorry, called Clash Caddy, but I've got a different video on that. So basically, that's how these rings work. Now on your target that's swinging back and forth has this same, on the arrow that swings back and forth in front of your screen, has this same target, and as the arrow moves left to right, where that arrow fits is where it is on the target. So if you stop it here in the great, in the orange, that's when you hit a great shot. And if you stop it early, it means the ball is going to go left. If you stop it late, it means the ball is going to go right. So that is how you use rings and how the rings equate to clubs. Hopefully it clears some things up. If not, give us a shout.